Hey everybody, Ben back here again for another vloggity vlog thing, but we're staying in the cave, we're staying in the basement for this one, because I want to talk about something that might interest some of you. I mean, if you saw the title and you clicked on it, then it must be something that you're interested in. I want to talk about journaling, sort of. Like, you know, I'm one of those people who likes to keep track of stuff as best as possible, try to plan out my week as best as possible, that sort of thing, especially with all the stuff that we've got coming up that we're actually now in the throes of. It's an old-fashioned phrase. We are in the throes of such things. So I've looked into things like bullet journaling, journaling in general, but then there's also, I really like to doodle. I'm a doodler. I like doodling a lot. So I have, like, piles. I shouldn't say piles. Stacks. I've got stacks of notebooks. Lined paper, you know, college ruled or not college ruled, doesn't matter. I got a bunch of notebooks. I've got 5 subject notebooks. I've got 2 subject notebooks. I've got all that jazz. And sometimes I like the lines, but I realize that most of the time, I don't really need that. All I need is to keep track of these things. All I need is just a piece of paper. I can just write it down. It doesn't matter if it's written sideways or frontways or cursive or not cursive, or, you know, if I screw up I can just line out and write the next. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I'm writing it, as long as I understand it, as long as it's in there in a legible way and all collected to make sense. So, I think I have found the perfect free-form journaling thing, and it's gonna seem like duh. So, the number one thing that was important for me was not just the notebook, which I'll show you in a second, but also the pen. Because maybe I'm weird. No, I'm definitely weird. So these are my go-tos. This is a Pilot G2 roller gel pen. I'm pretty sure it's a gel style pen. It's got their comfort grip thing on there. This is a 1.0 millimeter, which is a bold line. I am not usually a bold line kind of guy with anything else at all. But for this function, I really, really like it. It's comfortable in my hand. I feel I can write very easily. The way the ink flows out. And some people want to use pencils. That's totally fine too. Do that. But for me, it's pens. I like a big, bold line that I'm able to read easily. That sort of thing. Also, these are refillable. If you want to go that route instead of buying, you know, a whole pack of pens, which I get a pack of pens every once in a while, but I have seen online you can get big packs of the tubes. The tubes, you can get the refills for a pretty good price. On to the journal itself. Now, like I said before, I have a whole bunch of 5 subject notebooks, 1 subject notebooks, of all varying sizes, and I have used those to a certain extent, but I wanted something that was way more open, way more free-flowing, so I got myself one of these. I don't even know what brand it is, I can't remember, I got it at Walmart. It is just a small, spiral-bound sketchbook. That's all it is. Blank pages. Blanky, blank, 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 except for the couple that I've written in so far. I feel like all of the years of using lined paper and just paying attention in classes in general, and also over the years for like work and stuff like that, I have it in my brain how to structure things when I write them out, whether there's lines on the paper or not. I know I'm like, okay, I want to think through this process, so start with the heading, and then a subheading, let's do bullet points, let's do, you know, something, right? But I have that image in my head. Like when I start thinking through a process, I can translate that to writing. So really, I don't need lines to focus on. Now, my handwriting can get a little sketchy at times. So, sketchbook. My handwriting can get a little sketchy at times, but that's just kind of the way it goes. If I need to read it back later, or when I read it back later, I can generally figure out, you know, I can read the whole sentence. I can read it 90% of the time. So I can usually figure out what I've done wrong. I have also used this for an opportunity for something else. Not only can I use this as a way to help me focus on tasks and that sort of thing, but also I used to love doodling. I would doodle all the time in high school because I always had a notebook in front of me. In adulthood, not so much. So I have also used this for just generally doodling. So here we have the very first page, new pen, new notebook. Who dis, right? We've got a troll kind of guy, and he's eating Humpty Dumpty, trying to stuff him into the fireplace here, and somebody from the distance is yelling sunny side up. He's ordering his eggs. Get it, Humpty Dumpty? Alright. And there's all manner of other things. Flying cupcake of doom! Anyway. So that sort of thing. I'm working on a page here. This is like a dedication page, if you will, to Ninja from D. Antwoord. But then, on the next page after that, hold on, I gotta hide some things. This is my chocolate chip cookie recipe that I made a few weeks ago, during Christmas time. Gotta get that baking in. I love baking. We're gonna be doing some of that on here. That sort of thing. And as you can see, really, I've got header, preheat 375, and then break it down into dry bowl, mixing bowl, and then other instructions, right? And maybe that's the key, finding something that you are absolutely comfortable with. I'm good with just a basic cover. I can put stickers on it if I feel like, which I probably actually will do at some point. These pens I'm super comfortable with. This seems to be what I have heard and I have read on like Facebook groups about bullet journaling and stuff like that, is that the hardest part is just keeping up with it, because it feels like something extra that you have put on your plate. You have to separate the time in your busy schedule to write down and figure out your schedule, which sounds crazy. Like, I have so much to do. How am I possibly going to find the time to do this? Make it as comfortable as possible. Make it as easy as possible. And this is cheap too. This is a $3 sketchbook and a $5 pack of pens. I mean, it's just, yeah. And if you have to experiment with different kinds of pens and pencils, if you want to experiment with different kinds of notebooks and stuff like that, do it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for checking it out. Do you journal? Do you bullet journal? Do you journal? Do you use a specific notebook? Do you use specific pens? What is it that you do? I'm curious. If you do it, what is it that you do? Hit me up in the comments, on the tweets and the Instagrams, at @BKMullen_, Facebook.com/BKMCreates, and don't forget to like and subscribe. There's gonna be so much. Like, it's crazy. So, like and subscribe, hit that little bell button thingy majig so that you know when a new post comes up, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.